I'd like to call this meeting to order in open session. Welcome to this evening's hybrid Board of Trustees meeting, being held both in person and virtually. This meeting has been made accessible to members of the public on the link at Moreland School District's website and on Diligent, not Board Docs. Inside joke for people who don't know that. Any person who requires accommodations to access the meeting has been asked to contact the superintendent's office within 24 hours of this meeting. This meeting is being recorded and may be published online at a later date. And before we move on to flag salute, I just want to take a second to thank Heather for presiding over the meeting in my absence. Thank you so much for that. All right, with that, we're ready for the flag salute.
Oh, yes, please.
Place your right hand over your heart. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please, don't go away, don't go away. Come back.
Not off the hook.
Not off the hook. So we've had 3 Moreland Middle School kids lead us in today's flag salute. Would you take a second, introduce yourself, what grade you are, and we'll take it from there.
Hello, my name is Eleni Montaños, and I'm a D3 at Moreland Middle School. Hi, I'm Tanya Moretti, and I'm also an 8th grader here at Moreland.
Right.
Hello, I'm Arjun Srinivasan, and I'm an 8th grader at Moreland Middle School.
All right, thank you. Questions?
Yeah. So I understand you are the top 3 finalists of the Scripps Spelling Bee, is that right? Am I reading? So tell us a little bit about the Spelling Bee and your participation in it. Take a turn.
So I think the hardest part about the spelling bee was really just having a lot of patience to spell the word and really just remembering the word. And just if you practice it over and over again, it kind of just becomes, you get really better at it, and you just capable of just spelling the word without even thinking about it.
I think for me the hardest part was like the stress when you're up there and you're about to spell the word, you like know the word, but you're worried you're gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, also I agree with that. A lot of the spelling bee, more than just practice, is also your like mental ability. Like it feels, you probably would have been able to spell a lot of the words right at home, but in the competition setting, the like atmosphere and the pressure is really on, and then you can make some really bad mistakes.
Congratulations on your placement.
So you guys, was it like an online forum or was it like in person? And how did you guys like personally decide this is something that you guys wanted to do? Because I remember my first and only ever spelling bee was like in the 4th grade. And I still remember it to this day because I misspelled stubborn. I missed that. I forgot it was a double B, and you're right, it's such a mental game, and I knew it. And anyways, so never again did I ever attend the spelling bee. So curious how you guys got into this and kind of like what it looked like for you guys.
So I think personally for me, I've been doing it for all 3 years, and the first year I got 2nd place, and then the second year I also got 2nd place. But this year I just really focused and I got 1st place. I'm really proud of myself.
Oh my God, congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've also been doing it every year since 6th grade, so just wanted some more practice. And it was fun the first year, so I wanted to keep doing it.
Yeah, so no traumatic experiences like me. Yeah, okay.
I've been doing it all 3 years as well. In 6th grade, I'm not gonna lie, I think my parents just signed me up for it. And then I just kept doing it. It was fun. 6th grade, I got 1st place, then 7th grade, 3rd place, and now 8th grade, I got 2nd place.
Awesome.
Very good.
Thank you guys so much. Any benefits you guys like feel or think you have now that you guys are spelling champs or, got that behind you.
Guess we're better at English, maybe.
Yeah.
Spell the words easier in like essays and stuff.
Mm, nice.
I just think that I achieved my goals, so I'm just like proud of myself and I'm capable.
Nice, awesome.
Well, good answers. I actually don't have any questions. I say this to all the students that come, and it's kind of my little speech or pitch, which is, I would think if somebody asked me, why do I go to a board meeting and tell the story about why I'm at the spelling bee, why is this kind of relevant? And I want to tell you how it's super relevant, because we're going to go on and make decisions about, you know, kids in this district tonight. We're going to have all these conversations about whatever the topic du jour is. And at the end, we will have the image of you as students in terms of the people that we are making these decisions for. And so it isn't so much about the spelling bee. It's about remembering that we have students that have aspirations and goals that they have, and we're trying to help them fulfill them in the form of the education that they get. And so it just centers us on what is most important about the work that we do, which is you. And you're coming to an end of your time here at Moreland. We're going to pass you off into the high school district, and we hope that we will have served you really, really well, and that you are more than prepared for the next step in your academic career. So thank you, actually, for coming and sharing the story. Thank you for coming and spending time, and thank you really for inspiring us to remember that you guys are the most important people in the room. So.
I would probably just like to ask, like, how many people were in total who you were competing against, do you think?
All 3 years has basically been the same group of people. There's like been 1 or 2 people who've left. One of the guys who's been participating the last 2 years was like sick, and it was 4 people total actually. So.
I was going to say, we're very impressed that all 3 of you coming from Moreland, representing Moreland and the district, coming into the top 3 finalists is quite a feat and quite an honor to be able to not only represent yourselves, but also the school district. And highly impressed. I'm very happy that you continue to strive for these goals. So hopefully this continues on to bigger and better things as you move on to your high school. But thank you so much for sharing this opportunity for you to achieve your goals.
Yeah, so I will just say how proud I am of you. I am actually a terrible speller, and I too remember the 4th grade, and it was 4th grade, and I would always go out in the first round. Wasn't my proudest moment, but I also can relate to the fact that when you're under pressure, you kind of second guess. So you know how to spell the word, but then you second guess if you know how to spell the word. So congratulations for making it to the top 3 finalists, and you'll go on to more competition, is that right? Is there another level?
We kind of already did the next level.
Oh, at the top level, okay.
No, on an online semesters, like for the regionals, and then like they only picked a few students.
Okay.
I missed a qualification at 1 point. So.
Well, we are very proud of you. Congratulations. Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome to go.
Yeah,
You're welcome to stay
Yes.
too.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
All right, moving on. I'd like to report out that there was no action taken in closed session,
Yeah.
Yes.
and make a motion or request the approval of the agenda for tonight. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, comments from the public?
Well, good evening. Members of the public may address the board on any subject of concern to you, including those not on tonight's agenda. However, provisions of the Brown Act preclude any action as an unagendized item. No response is required or permitted from the board or district staff, and as already stated, no action can be taken. The board, however, may instruct the superintendent to follow up, which may or may not include placing the item on a future meeting's agenda. If you would like to address the board this evening, please complete the blue public comment card within the first 15 minutes of this board meeting being called to order in public session. On the card, please list the agenda items you would like to speak to. If your comments do not pertain to an agendized item, please write public comment. When your name is called, please come to the podium and state your name and the organization that you are representing. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per the board governance manual. Do we have any comments this evening? Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. Move to the superintendent's report.
Okay. I always say that once you hit Halloween, it's March, and here we are. Last week was very busy in Moreland. Before I get started, I do want to thank Joseph, our manager of food services, because he cooks homemade for us for these board meetings. He cooks it over in the MMS kitchen, so we always have a nice, yummy dinner. And I just wanted to say thank you to him.
Absolutely.
Here. Always food. We always ask what's for dinner tonight. So we had Read Across America Week last week, and we had some very special recognitions. We had dignitaries, Today in the Bay's meteorologist Carrie Hall was visiting, Rosemary Kamei was visiting, and then we had Santa Clara County Supervisor Susan Ellenberg at both Latimer and Country Lane. And let me just tell you, Supervisor Ellenberg is one of the best guest readers I have ever witnessed. And she read The Legend of Rock, Paper, Scissors, which was an incredible book. Hillary, thank you. She ordered it for the both of us. I got it yesterday or today. We got a proclamation from the Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors. They all signed it, and it basically is congratulating Moreland for celebrating Read Across America Week and instilling a love of reading in our students. And so I'm actually,
So awesome.
yeah, it is awesome. And I'm gonna let Latimer put this up in their school because it happened at Latimer and they have more space. And I have your book for you too. I want to thank Miss Judy Nelson, Katie Watts, Nils Johnson, and Lisa Hergen for leading our student musicians in the this round of spring concerts. So thank you to MEF for the hundreds of hours you donate in supporting our schools. So that happened last week, and then this Thursday we have the band concert. And so all in all, we have almost 500 students who, between the strings and the bands, are playing in these concerts over these 2 weeks. And so I'm really proud that we've built such a strong music program in Moreland, and it was really incredible to hear. And then let's just see Baker. Oh, Baker. So last Friday, Heidi Hirschbach, second grade classroom Baker, took part in the special Read Across America Week. The class is part of a Reading is Cool program through the San Jose Sharks. And they were selected to paint a little free library, which was installed at the Sharks Ice Facility. The class and Sharky were there for the unveiling and got some time on the ice as well. Congratulations, Baker. Exciting. So, beginning this week, Moreland will start sending the iReady diagnostic assessment results to families digitally. These assessments will help our parents understand where their child is with their reading and their math. It also helps our teachers understand how to target specific skills for students. So these reports will be coming out this week, and I believe it's the first time we've sent them district-wide digitally. Is that right, Jen? So thanks to the Ed Services Department for that. And then next slide, cell phone policy update. So we want to thank the members of our community who participated in our first cell phone policy committee meeting. So California state law is Governor Newsom put this into law, starts July 1st, the Phone Free Schools Act. So in an attempt to keep kids off their devices during the school day, whether it be your iPhones or other kinds of phones or even your iPhone watches and such, making sure students can stay focused on learning. And so this committee will be putting together recommendations for what might go into a board policy for Moreland, because we have to adopt a board policy. And that will come to the board at the end of May 2026. And I don't think CSBA has come out with their model policy yet, so we are borrowing from other districts that have already done this.
Does the state have any guidelines or recommendations?
They do have guidelines that the law itself, that we're following.
Okay,
The implementation, there's a lot of the how
the how,
that we
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
to consider, and financially, and what, all of those things.
And what's appropriate for the school
What's
district?
appropriate
Yeah.
for our age of students and so.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Okay, and then we had President's Council last week. If this is there we go, there's all the President's Council. We had a really good discussion about all the spring events and recognitions that are planned from now until the end of the school year. And then I shared a short presentation with information about the election cycle for Board of Trustee positions, district areas, timelines for those that are interested in future public service, and shared CSBA puts out a pretty short publication about what it takes to lead, and it provides an overview of the role of the school board, how one might become a school board member, election cycles and terms, and rules about campaigning, etc. So that was a robust conversation. And then we can't forget MEF, who is coming up. Here we go, Wild for Moreland. When is it, guys? Saturday? Not March. Saturday, March 28th, race starts at 9 o'clock. So we hope to see you all there. Science Expo, it's that time of year where the middle school Science Expo over at MMS will be held on Friday, March 20th at 6 p.m. It's really a great experience if you haven't been to it. It is standing room only, so just be ready for that, but it's lots of fun. And I want to thank Scott Adamson. He usually plans that event with him and his colleagues, so thank you, Scott. And speaking of MMS, fifth grade extravaganza. Last Friday, February, MMS rolled out the red carpet for the incoming fifth graders of Anderson, Baker, Country Lane, and Payne, and middle school students gave tours to the future Mustangs. They took part in games and got familiar with their soon-to-be campus, and they look so young. But they're going to be in middle school next year. So congratulations, I heard it was a successful event. Next slide, please. All right, we've got our first ever Moreland Teacher Job Fair tomorrow. Right here is the place to be. I believe it starts at 3 o'clock. We have over 70 prospective teachers signed up. It will also likely be standing room only, but we've got snacks, balloons, flowers, name tags. MTA is going to have a table out front to greet people, and so we're really excited about that. So stop by if you have an opportunity just to come say hi. And then last, I am super, super excited to conclude my remarks with something very special. So tonight we would like to invite 2 graduating high school seniors and Moreland alums to the podium. Come on up. I'd like to welcome Emma Yen and Daniel Alvarez Potter. But wait, there's more. So both of them received full ride college scholarships to Ivy League institutions through the Questbridge program, and they will be attending this fall. Emma will be attending Columbia University, which is my alma mater. Daniel will be attending Stanford University.
Wow.
I believe, Emma went to Latimer since first grade, and then Daniel went to Anderson Elementary and then Moreland Middle School. And so right here, we are so proud, Moreland alums going to Ivy League. I hope, and I can tell that we prepared you for high school and beyond, which is what we're always doing. And so, you know, educators don't always see the seeds that they plant early on and what it grows into. So we want to thank you for being here tonight. We do have certificates for you. And I think Maureen's telling me, come on out to get a picture, come around. I'm being directed by Maureen.
Congratulations. That's a wonderful.
And if the board can
Stand.
stand.
That is weird.
Emma
And Daniel, do the.
Okay, up here.
Here, I'll take it. You don't need
I'll
to.
take that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I don't know.
Extra paper.
There you go.
Okay.
Are we-
I will. And let me see, I see Shelly. Okay, 1 second. And take the views, come by. Let's get a couple angles for different platforms. Thank you very much.
Everyone's so proud.
Everyone is so
The board didn't even know what was happening.
We didn't know you were coming. That's amazing.
And you are now free to go. You do not have to stay. You may stay for the rest of the board meeting, but you may also.
We can go out and
Wait,
share.
are we gonna ask questions?
I'd love to hear what you
Okay,
guys are doing
yes, sorry.
at Stanford, so at your colleges. You want to take a second to? Yeah.
It's not on. We're gonna have to project.
I'm Daniel, I'm gonna be studying mechanical engineering at Stanford University.
Excellent.
You know, Stanford's undecided till the end of sophomore year, so maybe I'll switch to electrical, but I do want to be an engineer, and that's hopefully what I'll be doing at Stanford. I'm really excited to see how many people I'll be able to connect with, and just the Stanford experience. It's gonna be something super special and super amazing, and I'm so blessed to be able to look forward to going to Stanford.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Hi, my name is Emma, and I'm going to Columbia this fall. I'm going to be studying political science and hopefully double majoring in public policy or doing their master's program. It's still up to decide because we declare our majors like way late. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I hope to continue competing in mock trial. I've been doing that all 4 years at Prospect, so I hope to keep doing it in college.
Are you guys both from Prospect?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Public school grads.
We took full credit for you, by the way.
It doesn't matter about high school.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Prospect, yes, thank you.
No, that's awesome. I mean, I know how, how stressful the process is of kind of like wanting to get into not just the college of your choice, but to kind of what you want to do once you get there. But having just one of my daughters finished college last year, the other one's going to graduate next. Clarity will come at some point during those 4 years. It'll all work out. You guys will have a fantastic time. So just take the flag of Moreland and fly it high wherever you go.
And Prospect, sorry, and Prospect.
And Prospect. Yes, yes.
And you said a full ride?
Full ride.
Amazing. That's a huge accomplishment as well.
Yeah, the smiles on your parents' faces are wider than yours.
I can see that over there, Stanford already.
It's a really wonderful accomplishment. We're very proud of you and excited for you.
Absolutely.
Can I just say, like, I know my teachers are here, Miss Lee and Miss Hernandez, and of course, Mr. Corey. I believe that my success is directly connected to the work that they have done for me. As an immigrant, I came here, I didn't speak English, and in second grade, Miss Lee really, welcomed me in and never made me feel like an outsider, so.
That's amazing.
Thanks for sharing
So, my teachers, I love them, and they should be our highest priority.
Yeah.
I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Rubalcalo, my second grade teacher, Mrs. Moore, my third grade teacher, Mrs. Smith, my fourth grade teacher, and Mr. Lee, my fifth grade teacher.
You got a solid team.
Yeah, I remember every single time my mom would have to come for the parent-teacher conference, all the teachers would say, "Daniel's such a great student, he doesn't have any, he has a lot of energy, he just speaks too much." I'd just like to say that, every single class that I've been in, I feel like just the atmosphere that the teachers have been able to grow in the classroom has been so amazing. I feel like every single time I would go to class, there wouldn't be a day that I wouldn't want to talk to my friends because it's just such an amazing environment, and I hope that the students to come will be able to continue to live in such a great area that has such a good district and so many good teachers that really care about us and thank you guys so much. Thank you to my principal, Ms. Quinones. She used to be our principal, and now she's.
She's here.
And now she's crying.
I was gonna say, you said we won't cry. That's not.
I'm not crying.
What I would say is,
No allergies.
the senior walks, the graduation.
Yes, absolutely.
Those are always awesome.
Yeah. Again, thank you for coming and just sharing the story and just sharing this great news with us. Like Brian said earlier, it's like, we just love seeing how our students are and what they're doing out in the wild. And so, yeah, out in the wild. So thank you.
Wishing you all the best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So exciting.
Who was the first person you told, or when you opened it up and found out that you got that acceptance?
I was
Where were you?
with my mom and my brother, and I opened it up, so my parents saw it with me.
And how much yelling and talking were you?
A lot of yelling. I couldn't believe it. Stanford was my first choice, and I was really thinking that I would probably get into somewhere else. And it was just such a blessing. I thought I read it wrong. I read it over for a second, and it was really, I didn't know what to feel in the moment. But after a little bit, it started coming in, and I gave my mom a hug, and I started crying. And,
That is
Amazing.
yeah.
When I opened it, Daniel was actually there. Because I opened it at school. I was like, I don't want to open it before class. I don't want to be sad the whole school day. That's not fun. So Daniel was there, and another student was also there who went through the same process as we did. And it was, I really enjoyed sharing that decision with the people who really, and our college counselor, the people who were really going through the same process as me and really helped me through the whole time. And I felt like it was a really good place to be.
awesome.
Fantastic.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Were you Ben Benzel's dad?
I am.
Uh-oh.
Ben is very proud of you.
I went to Moreland with his son. He was a really good guy. Is he at Westmont? Or is
No,
he
he's at Bellarmine, and he's off to Santa Clara.
Oh, really?
And so he is, I sent him a text when I saw you.
He's still running.
Oh, yeah, he's super excited. But congratulations. I mean, really, it is, as a father watching my own kids go through this, it's a brutal process.
Yes.
And to navigate it successfully, especially as somebody not from here, I mean, I know that I just can't fathom the complexity that you guys faced in accomplishing it. So it's just a great story, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, that just reminded me, sorry. Really bouncing off each other, but like Questbridge, the process that we went through is for low-income students. So I just want to make that clear that there are a lot of low-income students in the Moreland school districts, and it's great that we have these processes and these opportunities for our students to, even if you come from a low-income background, you can still succeed and do great things and do things that you would never dream of doing. So I just wanted to point that out. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Congrats. Great stuff.
Fantastic.
Cheers.
Now you are. Hillary.
Thanks.
All the best. All the best. Thank you. Thank you, parents.
Congratulations.
You lied.
Yeah. I said they probably wouldn't cry, maybe, but probably not. But I did. I
Kidding.
it's incredible.
It is.
So wonderful.
I just wish we did it where middle school kids would have been here. That would have been. But maybe it's a good thing. We don't want to put pressure on the middle school kids. But that was so welcome. Thank you so much for doing that.
Maureen organized the whole thing, so she's out there taking pictures, but just want to say thank you.
Absolutely
very-
amazing, absolutely.
Probably the most special moment in Moreland in my 5 years, I think, just to see
Yeah.
that.
To see them come around and see where they're headed.
Yep.
So special.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Anything else? on-
No, nothing else.
Thank you.
The end now.
No, absolutely.
Board member communications.
I don't have anything.
I went to the President's Council on Friday, not Friday, in February. Yes. In February. And actually.
It was March.
Oh, sorry, in March.
Yes.
Oh, early this, yeah, in March. And actually, Dr. Khan had reviewed a lot of it. All the presidents were really discussing the upcoming spring. They were very, very interested in the CSBA's, what it takes to lead, and they're like, oh, maybe we can adopt it for like our own like board and our own leaders. And I think that was a great idea because they are always, of course, constantly in the search for volunteers. And there was also conversation about now they are looking for new boards, board elections, and things are a lot of more opportunities for parents to just kind of also volunteer and lead in the the school home and school club. So yeah, that was it for me.
Awesome, thank you.
I did get the opportunity to sub in
Thank you so much for that.
last minute, and I got there just a little bit late to the MEF meeting, which was the first time I've actually met most of them, and it was great to see the entire staff there. And pretty much upon getting there, the prime topic was the preparation for MEF, the run, the Wild Run on March 28th.
Yes,
March 28th.
We're in March now.
Talking about the logistics and the things that they're looking for volunteers and making sure that everything is all set to go. They were each kind of going over the list of volunteers and what was still needing to be done and making sure that we can try to get as much participation from all the schools, as many as possible. And got signage, so they were passing out signage, so you probably start seeing the signage around town in the area. I put it up in front of my house too as well, so I took one of those. Also, we spoke about, I think they were talking about, of course, music in Moreland. Strings were, I think, last week, and then this coming Thursday is band concert, and we all know how proud we are of our music program here and what it does for our students and the opportunities. And in tandem, we also brought up about, the yearly Java and Jazz that happens at EDS, which is a fun one. I've gotten to visit that Java and Jazz one year and was thoroughly impressed. And if you remember, at one of the graduations, one of the jazz singers, 8th grade jazz singers, sang at the 8th grade graduation, and it was amazing. And they just spoke about all the upcoming activities, including the Disney trip, getting that set up for the music students as well, which is always a big deal. And just a big thanks to MEF for providing funds and opportunities for our students to have such a great program, music program and sports program too as well. So that was it.
Thank you so much. I
Of
really
course.
appreciate you filling in.
Hell yeah. That was great.
Thank you. No updates for me. All right. Moving on, MTA union updates. Hello.
MTA is pleased to say that we are at 80% of our goal for Proposition 55 signatures, and we're looking forward to negotiations.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to the discussion and action items. The first one is the approval of resolution 09-2025-2026.
Yeah, so we have a resolution number 9. We actually have, is she on, Chris Hyatt from Kegent that will explain it a lot better than I can. So I think if she's on there, she's got a short presentation and we'll just ask for your approval at the end.
Good evening. Thank you for having me tonight. I'm here to talk about the potential next issuance for Measure M and the necessary tax levy we would need to issue those bonds in the 26-27 fiscal year. We can flip to the first slide. Just as a recap for Measure M, Measure M was approved by district voters in March of 2020 for 80 million. We've included the ballot language there. And so far, we've sold about 62 million across Series A, A-1, and Series B, which leaves us 18 million in remaining authorization. The original plan for that 18 million was to sell it during the 26-27 fiscal year. And I understand that is still the plan, although the timing has yet to be determined. When the Measure M was approved by voters, we estimated a tax rate of $30 per 100,000 of assessed value. So far, those tax rates have been finalized for the last 6 years at or below that level. So ranging from a high of 30, which is exactly what voters approved, to a low of $25.10. On the next slide, I wanted to show you the projections for the bonds that have been sold to date. So that would be the Series A and A-1 along with Series B. And you can see that for the 26-27 year, the 2027 shown on the chart, the tax rate is projected to drop from the current 25.50 level. And that was intentional because we had planned to have the Series C bonds, the remaining 18 million, come in during the 27 year. So what we would now propose to you, the board, is to consider approving a tax levy resolution, which is an option that the county provides to set a tax levy in advance of the bond sale. The purpose of that would be twofold. For one, it maintains the tax rate for voters so that they don't see a decline in tax rates and then a subsequent increase in tax rates. So it keeps the tax rate stable at the $25 to $30 level. And secondly, it also would decrease the cost for those Series C bonds, the remaining 18 million, when they are sold, because we'd be able to repay them sooner by having the funds on hand at the county to start paying interest and principal right away. We're estimating a benefit of about $1 million worth of interest cost by doing this tax levy in advance of the bond sale. So in order to do so, the county requires a tax levy resolution, which is before you tonight. It's a short resolution to set that tax rate for the Series C bonds. The county also requires a debt service estimate, which Keyent would prepare, and along with a signed letter on district letterhead. And that would all need to be submitted by June. On the next slide, in terms of next steps, we have before you that a tax levy resolution to set the tax rate for Series C. We would then go ahead and submit the package to the county well in advance of that June deadline. We can get it submitted in the next week or so. Once the county has that, they can set the tax rates and finalize them by the August or September timeframe is their typical time. And then we would come back to you, the board, sometime during the 26-27 fiscal year to approve the actual sale and issuance of the remaining 18 million in Series C bonds. So that timing would be determined, but this sets the stage for that eventual issuance. And that's all I have for you. Are there any questions I might be able to answer?
Maybe more of a clarification. Bond funding is actually, it's a little bit of a magic to me, I don't fully understand it. I'll be the first to admit. Are lower tax rates beneficial to us, or is it the reverse?
To you as a homeowner, it's beneficial.
Beneficial, right.
To us as a district, it's not good or bad. It's just based on what the interest payments are.
Interest payments on.
The benefit of this is that we collect money sooner, right? And sooner means that the present value of that is decreased.
Yeah.
So we've saved some money, theoretical money, somewhere down the road for $1 million. It's probably better to say this, think of that, it's not $30 per 100,000, so it's $300 per million, right? So that's kind of more what people are paying today. So it's not nothing that we say, hey, you should sustain your tax rate, $2 million, 600, that's money. And so, it's beneficial because they don't see a decrease and then a subsequent increase the moment we issue the bonds.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And we saved, taxpayers eventually kind of $1 million, but maybe not these taxpayers. I don't know, it's fun one way or the other. If I had one question for Keyent, it would be more like, we did this call it 5 years ago, we raised, $80 million. where are we in our bonding capacity to issue another bond in the future as home values have increased? You know, when could we issue another bond? And if we pay $1 million sooner now, do we in fact make that a little bit better for us to be able to issue bonds sooner?
I would say that you can go back to voters whenever you have the need for additional project dollars and you believe that taxpayers would support a new measure. A new measure would have its own tax rate associated with it, so it would be unrelated to Measure M. So the timing would be up to you. Elections are generally held in even years, so November of 2026, and then it would go to June and November of 2028, and then into the 2030 year. So any of those would be opportunities to go back to voters for additional bonds. But it would really be unrelated to Measure M. It would be an additional tax for a new measure.
I thought that there was some cap on how much we could, I thought there was a bond capacity measure. No, we could keep any amount we.
There is a calculation that's called a bonding capacity. However, it is not something that has to limit you. Many school districts that we work with have gone to the state for a waiver of that, and they are routinely approved. So if the district has needs for additional project dollars, that would not be a limitation.
Learn something new all the time. Thank you.
I'm with you. I thought it was like, well, we won't be able to go back out until a certain timeline. Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. So the reason why that shifts the conversation is that we don't actually necessarily do it based on need. We base our building based on how much money we raised. Actually, I don't think we've ever asked the question, how much do you need, and then go raise
that much money.
That much money. Isn't it done in reverse?
Yes, it is. It's a little bit of a catch-22 situation, right? In the sense that, should I ask for more if I don't have the capacity to, if I don't have a robust list of projects that require funding?
Well, I think that's very interesting, actually.
And I'll also comment that your tax rate is, your aggregate tax rate across all of your old bond measures is projected to decline pretty significantly, especially after 2030 and 2032. So there would be a good opportunity to go to voters for a new measure without having to increase tax rates significantly. And that could be done even before those years, and we would just structure the tax rates accordingly. So something to look at in the future.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Any other questions from any other board members? Okay, all right. Do I have an approval of the resolution?
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, so moved. All right, moving on to 6B. To accept the revised Moreland, California School Employee Association's initial bargaining proposal with the Moreland School District.
This is our bargaining proposal to MCSEA. So this is the one that kind of fell off the agenda last time when we were switching to Diligent. This is, we are opening. We propose that we open these 4 areas to Sunshine. There is number 8 leaves, so section 8 on leaves, safety section, and then obviously comps and benefits are the 4 areas that the district would like to open to discuss. I know CSEA might make amendment to there, so you might see it come back again. Right, with MTA, what Michelle was talking about, theirs isn't the whole contract open, theirs is just an agreement that we're gonna talk about compensation, but with MCSEA, it's the whole contract open, that's why we're sunshining. So we just ask that you approve those 4 areas for the district to open.
Any questions from the board?
There's some overlap of what they're interested in discussing as well as us, right on the list. That's
correct. But they've opened almost all the sections. Their union rep from CTA saying they didn't follow the correct procedure. So he might have them correct it, but I don't know how it will change since most of them are open. But I will get back to you if we have to do it again for just theirs. And there is overlap, and it might be that we want to talk about the same area within that section.
That's what.
We might have different interests within the same section.
Okay.
So there's, it's like a broad area, and there's lots of sections that you could talk about within that area.
And generally, for this level of approval, we just list the highest line item to say this is the
Right, well,
broad
yeah, it's kind of like the chapter, or, yeah, like the bulk of it. And then our first day of negotiations, we'll kind of run through what exactly we want to talk about in each of those sections, so that each side has a better understanding of like exactly where we're going, and then we agree on which ones to start with.
Okay, makes sense, okay. Having said that, do I have a motion to accept school district's initial bargaining proposal?
So moved?
Have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, moving on to the approval of up to 4 candidates for representation to the CSBA Delegate Assembly Region 20.
Yes, so we have provided information in your Board Friday packet that there are 4 vacancies. The candidates running are listed here: William Derek Gratzy from Mount Pleasant Elementary School District, Elizabeth Halliday, Campbell Union High School District, Isabel Jubes Flammerich from Sunnyvale School District, Jody Muirhead from Santa Clara Union School District, Jessica Spicer from Santa Clara County Office of Ed. And I will note that Isabel, Jody, and Jessica are incumbents, and you are, you can vote for up to 4 because there are 4 vacancies.
Got it, okay.
So I've just opened that up for discussion and then have somebody make a motion.
I'll
Yeah,
just
please,
start.
jump in.
I believe another incumbent that we could write in would be Carol Crisanta with Union?
Oh, Union.
No.
Union School.
No, Cambrian.
Cambrian.
Is that right? Am I ready for that?
Okay, so are we proposing just one write-in, or are we, I'd like any other points of view from the rest of the board?
In fact, the only one I know is Carol. So I would actually submit that I would like to see Carol, support for Carol, but other than that, I don't know the other candidates.
Okay, all right. Then I think where we're landing is that we do a write-in for Carol.
Okay.
Right. Do I have a motion to approve that?
Do we approve the whole slate? Like, do we approve our entire slate, or do we want to?
It's up to
Yeah.
4, and so if we're just doing the one,
Yeah.
then it would just be.
Then
I'm hearing the one, is the write-in that we're doing for Carol.
It's always hard. I just want to acknowledge, because there's a tremendous amount of work that these folks do, and I think it's just really hard because we don't necessarily.
Right, see it and know it.
Yeah, and so that makes it a little bit of a challenge, and so I think that's why it's a little bit
It is.
hard.
It is hard. We do this once a year. It's always a tough one. Okay, so do I have a motion to approve the write-in of Carol for?
I'll offer a motion to approve Carol.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Moving on to reports and action items, the 2025-2026 second interim report.
All right, I will make this shorter than the superintendent's report. This is first, I want to thank Efren, he's my right-hand man. Without him, we wouldn't get this done, so I appreciate all his hard work, and he sticks around at the board meetings, so I have an audience. All right, so as you know, the second interim report is just a comparison of our general fund budget that we adopted back in June with the most current budget projections, and it reflects our revenues and expenditures from July 1st through January 31st. All right, so an overview is just going to include some operational budget changes. We include those in the attendance ratios, our multi-year assumptions, and our unrestricted general fund. So first, taking a look at our actual attendance up through January 9th. So current ADA for the first 5 months was about 95.58%, slightly lower than what we're projecting. But you can see like the November, December, that's when you get more absences just with the winter months and illnesses. So we're still pretty confident that we'll hopefully meet our target. So.
How does this stand compared to last year, just a broad,
It's about the same.
It's about the same.
Yeah, looking back at historical, it's, you know, you always start off high in those beginning months. You kind of dip in kind of the winter months, variety of reasons, illnesses, vacations, kind of have those holidays. And then, you know, come springtime, we're open for an update.
But for the purposes of funding, is it ADA is calculated at the end of the year?
Those are P2, yeah.
P2, okay.
And then they adjust for annual ADA. All right, so looking at our multi-year assumptions, so looking at our enrollment projections, we are predicting still a decline in enrollment. Attendance ratio, our projected P2 ADA, and then compared to our funded ADA, you know, it's a 3-year average for our funded. With declining enrollment though, every year we progress, that high number falls off. So it's the same thing we talk about at budget time and first interim. So we're looking at the 3-year average. We make our assumptions, reducing general fund expenditures by adjusting staffing levels to be consistent with enrollment projections. So, you know, obviously as our enrollment drops, you don't need as many teachers, and so we make those adjustments. We're utilizing one-time discretionary grants, and then I give you the percentage of the things that kind of, the biggest impacts, COLA impacts our revenue, and then our STRS and PERS are one of the top percentages of those extra benefits that change on a yearly basis. And then our special ed contribution as well. So side-by-side comparison of 26-27. You can see, you know, funded ADA is dropping because of declining enrollment. We're kind of keeping things consistent. All right, so looking at the calculations, our assumptions, our overall ADA current year, that includes our Moreland ADA, so that's like the butts and seats in the schools, our NPS, those are the non-public schools, and our any county placements. So it gives us our total of our total ADA, adding that up. And then we have a funded ADA below, which we looked at the multi-year. ADA to enrollment ratio, it's always kind of an estimate to, you know, how many, you know, percentage of kids showing up, right? And then you can kind of see the statutory COLA is at a 2.3 based on the governor's budget in January. And then projected out 2.41 and 3.06. And then our funding per ADA, which includes the increase of COLA getting applied to us. Okay. Questions? All right, looking at the unrestricted general fund revenues, we get most of our funds through LCFF sources, the state. In unrestricted, we don't have any federal revenues. There's a few other state revenues, which would be discretionary grants and so forth that they kind of tack on. Our local revenues, which gives us a total for 25-26 of $49,247,135. And you can see the progression in 26-27 and 27-28. So we're applying that COLA throughout, so you see our revenue increasing slightly.
So is the increase in COLA primarily driving up even though the projections for ADA are declining?
Yeah.
COLA is the one that's...
Yeah, it kind of offsets a little bit, but it's still
okay.
The COLA is still giving us a little bit more than our... Looking at our expenditures, so our, you know, broken down based on categories. Total expenditures for 25-26 is sitting at about $48,105,417. And then looking out as we're looking at adjusting our staffing with our enrollment, you can see our expenditures are decreasing.
Chris, I guess I don't know, spending a lot of time on third year is always a question to me, but so you're going to have revenues of $50 million, 27-28, so an increase because of COLA in essence, even though we have fewer students. We're projecting $45 million in expenses. And most of that is coming from savings in services and other operations, which is what?
Contracts, a lot of like contracts, areas, it's our 5,000s. Yeah.
So is that like special ed placements, stuff like that?
Yeah, there's a variety of things. So like you have your NPS contracts fall off, but that's more in your restricted, so your contribution. We have different contracts that we were able to utilize using one-time funds that fall off.
Okay.
So we were making assumptions that hopefully we can make those reductions as we go forward.
Because if I were listening to this at home, or if I were a teacher and I'm very concerned around things like, well, I see, staffing is coming down.
Yep.
The actual staffing salaries are slight increases. And now that's, COLA means more money spread across maybe fewer people conceptually, but like the savings that we're talking about isn't staffing in the traditional sense. In this case, we're talking about changing for contracts that are.
That's most of this, savings we're looking based on the assumptions. There is some staffing with teachers and productions based on enrollment. But when you look at, if you look at the next slide, you can see there's the other financing sources. So the savings doesn't, when you look at these other finances, like extended care, you can see their contribution is a positive, right? Making money, but that contribution is going down. We have release revenue, but then you look at, if you look at your special ed contribution, we were able to reduce it a little bit, but it's still, out the out years is still 3.9. And so when you look at the total, routine repair is a percentage. When you look at the total, if you look at the next slide, it gives you our actual net increase or decrease, and we're still deficit spending in our unrestricted funds. So we've got it down, it was like 3.8, I think, in the first, and so it's about 3.7 currently, where we're projected to deficit spend. And so you can see our beginning balance, 8.5, ending is 4.8 with all our set-asides, and then projected out, you can see where as we make those assumptions and adjustments to our staffing, we're reducing that deficit spending.
But the deficit spending in this year is because we're using one-time monies.
Yes.
Right, so I mean, that's just commitments money we collected last year that we're paying this year.
Yeah.
In essence.
Yeah.
So we're not actually on a systemic $3.7 million.
No, we're aware, like we said before, it was planned deficit spending. And so now we're looking at making those adjustments because those one-time funds, discretionary grants fall off. There are some assumptions based on the January budget of discretionary grants coming to us that we've included that helps with the deficit spending. But again, it's one-time money. It's not ongoing.
And it doesn't include anything for negotiations, obviously.
It's not included in negotiations.
Can you talk a little bit about the 2.2 for enrollment decline mitigation?
So a couple years back, we set that aside for just that enrollment decline.
Okay.
We brought it over in 26, 27 in the general fund. That's why it's not set aside anymore. So that's included. The money's brought back into the general fund, which helped reduce the deficit spending part because it's an additional, but it's one time.
It's a one time.
Set aside. It wasn't ongoing money.
Okay.
We just had it set aside because we did see the decline in enrollment. So we wanted to kind of prepare moving forward.
Okay.
And with some one-time funds that we got from the state, we were able to kind of keep it as long as possible. But now it's time to bring it back over.
Any other questions?
Anything else? Okay, that was it. So we asked to approve the second interim budget report.
All right. Any other questions that haven't been asked? All right. Do I have a motion to approve the 25-26 second interim report?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So moved. Moving on to the consent items. Any questions or comments about the consent items? Hearing none. Do I have a motion to approve the consent items?
Submit a motion to approve the consent items in aggregate.
I'll second it.
All right. So moved. Wait, hang on. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, so moved. Future meeting dates. I know we have, any questions on that from folks for the future meeting dates?
I am in the midst of a season of like increased travel. I may come back to you to say I've got conflicts that are coming and I'm trying to clear them, but we'll see. Between now and June is going to be a tough.
Thank you for the heads up. Anybody? Okay. Announcement, reminders, requests? Anything from folks? All right. All right, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.